Helen, the daughter of Zeus and Leda, was the fairest woman in the world. She had many suitors, most of them from powerful families. King Tyndareus, her mother's husband, was afraid to select one among them, fearing that others unite against him.
Gentlemen, before I choose the man to whom I will give my daughter's hand in marriage, I would like each one of you to make an oath that you would all fight the cause of Helen's husband.
We agree, Your Highness.
Well then, I'm proud to announce that I choose Menelaus to be the husband of my beautiful daughter, and also to be the king of Sparta.
Thank you very much, Father.
Long live the king!
Paris, my friend, I'm leaving for Crete. I trust you with all my heart. Please take care of Helen while I'm gone.
You don't have to worry. I'll protect her. So go and be rest assured that everything will be as it is when you return.
Helen, my love, don't cry. I'll be back sooner as you expect.
Promise me to come back home. Promise me.
Yes, I promise and I will.
But sadly, Paris broke his promise. He stole away Helen. When Menelaus got back and found Helen missing, he called all the chieftains of Greece to help him. Bounded by a solemn oath, they came eager for the great enterprise to cross the sea and lay mighty Troy in ashes. The 1,000 ships finally reached the Mount of Simus, one of the rivers of Troy. Both armies are strong. Hector, son of King Priam, and Queen Hecuba, was the noblest and bravest among their many sons, who killed first Protesilaus, the first man to leap ashore, fulfilling the oracle. On the other hand, Achilles was considered the champion of the Greeks. Each of them knows that they would die before Troy was taken.
It's so itchy and irritating.
What's itchy and irritating?
Oh my god! The most itchy and most irritating part of my body is my hair.
Try this shampoo, fairy tale shampoo.
Oh, really? I like its cover. Unicorn cover.
Yes, it is, cause it feels like you're in fairy tale world. Do you feel good?
Yes, I do feel really, really good.
For 9 years, victory wavered, now to this side, now to that side. A quarrel flared between Achilles and Agamemnon.
Hey, Agamemnon, give back Chryses to her father, the priest of Apollo.
No, I won't. The Greeks gave her to me. But his father prayed to Apollo that sent pestilence to our men. We have to put a stop on this, or else we will run out of men to fight against Trojans. Okay, but if I lose her, who was my prize of honor, I will have Briseis instead.
After Chryses had been returned to her father, Agamemnon took away the maiden Briseis from Achilles' tent. Achilles swore would pay dearly for that deed. That night, Achilles' mother, Thetis, went to heaven and asked Zeus,
Let the Trojans win so that nasty old Agamemnon will suffer and will learn from his mistakes.
I can't! The war reached Olympus. The gods and goddesses took sides. Aphrodite, of course, was on side of Paris. Equally, Hera and Athena were against her. Ares always took sides with Aphrodite's, while Poseidon favored the Greeks, a sea people, always great sailors. Apollo cared for Hector and for his sake helped the Trojans, and Artemis, as his sister, did so too.
Why not? Come on, you're the highest among gods. I know the Trojans are your favorite.
That may be true, but this time, I'm neutral. You know how disagreeable Hera is whenever I oppose her openly. Sorry, I'm just playing safe. But don't worry, I have a better plan.
Zeus' plan was simple. He knew that Greeks without Achilles were inferior to the Trojans. and he sent a lying dream to Agamemnon, promising him victory if he attacked. The armies drew back, and in the space between, Paris and Menelaus faced each other.
I trusted you, but you betrayed me. You were just pretending to be our guest. You fooled me with your kindness and just left with my Helen.
What did you expect from this Paris man? If I can steal your wife, how much more your life?
Menelaus could have won undaunted, dragging Paris to the Greeks victoriously, if it had not been for Aphrodite saving Paris through a cloud.
Come back here, you cowards! I can find Paris, brother. Announce it to them.
Paris is gone and can't be found. Victory is ours! You Trojans, bring back Helen of Sparta to our king!
Athena, stop them! They should not end this war. The war must go on.
Athena with Hera persuaded the foolish heart of Pandarus, a Trojan, to shoot an arrow at Menelaus that wounded him. The Greeks in rage turned upon the Trojans and the battle was on again. With Achilles gone, Ajax and Diomedes, the two greatest champions, fought gloriously that day.
Has this ever happened to you?
I spilled liquids all over the floor. I spilled liquids all over my table. I spilled liquids all over my pants.
Well, with the shampoo, all your problems are now solved. Buy our shampoo for $3.99 and you'll be saying woohoo every time.
Oh my god, I love this shampoo!
Hector turned aside to see for the last time his wife he tenderly loved, Andromache, and his son, Astyanax. Hector smiled and looked at them silently, but her wife took his hand.
My lord, don't make me a widow and your child an orphan.
To you one, be not so sorrowful, but against my faith no man can kill me. Perhaps, if something may happen, I pray to my son that he will be greater than his father.
Hector went to the battle. Sadly, it ended with the Trojans in victory. They had driven the Greeks back almost to their ships. The Trojans rejoiced, but the Greeks were in despair.
You can keep your wrath while your countrymen go down in ruin. Give me your armor, and we may confuse them. That way, they can cut off the army's retreat.
Go! Take my armor and my men too. Defend the ships, but I can't go, because I am dishonored by them.
Patroclus fought and finally met Hector. Hector's spear gave him a mortal wound and finally brought his body down to the house of Hades. Evening came, and Achilles was waiting for Patroclus. But instead of seeing him, he saw Nestor's son weeping in anguish.
Patroclus! Patroclus is fallen! And Hector got his armor!
I, who did not help my friend in need, will kill the one who hurt him. Then, I will accept death when it comes.
Wait until morning. I will ask Hephaestus to create your fashioned armor.
Marvelous arms they were. As Achilles received it, he immediately went to the Greeks, finding Odysseus, Agamemnon, and many others wounded.
Let them prepare at once for battle!
You must first take their fill of food and wine, for fasting men made poor fighters.
When others satisfied their hunger, they finally prepared for the battle. Then, they went to Troy. This was the last fight between the two.
Ha ha! How great is Athena fighting Ares! Hera is seizing Artemis and Poseidon, provoking Apollo. These gods and goddesses were really fierce.
The great gates of Troy are now open. Hector stood immovable before the wall.
My son, you don't have to do this. Let your people do this for you.
Dear son, save yourself. I don't want you to die and fight with them.
I led the Trojans. Their defeat is my fault. It is useless for me not to fight. I can't let Achilles kill me unarmed, as if I am a woman. Better to join the battle, even if I die.
Finally, Achilles came as the sun rises. He is with Athena. As they came, Achilles saw Hector alone.
Hector! Hector!
I'll kill you. I'll bring back your body to your comrades and do the same to me.
There are no covenants between ship and wolves, nor between you and me.
Achilles held his spear, but he missed his aim, and Athena helped him out. Achilles' shield was really magical because Hector can't hit him.
You die!
Hector can do anything, but he tried to hit Achilles with his sword. But Achilles had a spear. Before Achilles would hit him, Hector realized that his armor, taken from Patroclus, had an opening near the throat.
You will die! Hiya! Hiya!
In this opening, Achilles drove his spear point in. Hector fell dying at last. With his last breath, he prayed.
Almighty Father, give me back my body to my father and mother.
No prayers from you to me.
Finally, Hector's soul flew and had gone to Hades. Achilles was not yet contented, and he tormented Hector's body by pulling him on his own chariot with the girdle that Odysseus gave him. When his soul is now contented, he stood beside Patroclus' body and said,
I have dragged Hector beyond my chariot, and I will give him to the dogs and devour beside your funeral pyre.
I disagree. with the abuse of the dead. Iris, go to Priam. Tell him that you go without fear to Achilles and redeem Hector's body, bearing a rich ransom.
Yes, my lord.
After goddess Iris talked with Priam, he met with Achilles. 9 days they lamented Hector. They burned Hector's body and threw wine. They put the ashes in an urn and set the urn in a hollow grave and piled great stones over it. And with it, the Iliad end.
Oh my gosh, my armpit is so wet.
Why don't you try Rudolph deodorant?
What is Rudolph deodorant?
It kills 99.9% germs.
It will give you comfort and wet marks at all.
The Rudolph deodorant.